Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Titus 2 Woman channel. I'm Latrace, and I will be here today sharing with you the question that is on my heart. Are mothers still giving advice out of love, or are they knowingly giving ill will advice? And are their adult children recognizing the difference between the two? Okay, so I ask again that you would click the like button, that you would click the subscribe button, and that you would share this. And let's really begin to have a dialogue about, you know, are we able to recognize the difference between a mother's advice out of love and a mother's advice that may be ill will towards us? Okay, so I first want to start off by saying again, my name is Latrace and I am a mother. Mothers, I would say, were created to teach our children, to build them up. We are their first teacher. We also are their first influencers. So we like encourage our children to become the best version of themselves, or at least that's what we desire. That there were a couple of mothers that were in the Bible. And let me just give you a little information, a little background about these mothers. So there was a mother who was upset regarding something that this man had did to her, and so she used her daughter dancing for the king, to to get the king to ask for this man's head. Okay, and so the mother told the daughter, when the king asks you, what do you want for dancing for him, the mother told the daughter to ask for the man John the Baptist's head, that it be cut off, because the mother was bitter, she was angry, and she wanted revenge. And so the question is, what then did she just teach her daughter in this situation? She taught her daughter to value vengeance. Okay, and so the reason why I ask, our mothers willingly doing this, because some mothers may not recognize. And this mother, she had advised her son, which was a king, to do wickedly. And she caused his fate in life to be death. And no mother wants to say or wants to be in a place where we have to look back and think that maybe our words cause our child to, be deceased, or cause destruction for our child, or cause our child to die. And so I wanted to just mention those two scenarios that are mentioned in the Bible, because they are proven history that there could be ill will advice given to our adult children. Okay. And my question is, and what's also important to me is that it be recognized by us, the mother, and also be recognized by the adult children whom we're giving that advice to. Let's give an example for my own life. So I was in the first relationship that I had ever been in, and because of the hardships in that relationship and that marriage, you know, um, I had, took what we do as children, took our situation to, the one that we know to help us, and that would guide us in, the right way. And so through conversations, and through, taking my situations in my marriage to her, I end up exiting the marriage. It helped me, the advice helped me to decide to exit the marriage and to take my two children, you know. And but then later down the line, later on in life, then having to deal with the consequences, you know, I had to deal with those consequences on my own. So even the one giving the advice, though they may be giving the advice in, trying to stop your current pain or current heartache, you know, um, not realizing that down the line you dealing with even more heartache or even more, destruction or more pain because of a decision that you made that may not necessarily been the best decision due to their influence. Okay. And so just being a mother, having to realize again, are we saying things out of ill will? Are we saying things or giving advice out of hurt? Are we giving advice out of a place of anger, bitterness? We have to consider all of these things. And the fact of the matter is, I'm not the only one. Tyrese ex-wife, she's not the only one. And we're having our children to make the same decisions that really were some the same decisions based on what we lived that were not maybe necessarily even great for us, if we be honest. And so we have to begin to be mature enough to break that and say, you know what, this person may have hurt me. I see that my daughter is crying the same, seemingly crying the same, but that may not necessarily be the same situation, So we telling, for instance, like we're promoting and encouraging people, our daughters, to be single mothers because their daddy hurt us, or because their fathers left us. So we're saying now to our children, well, yes, don't be with your child's father, and encouraging single motherhood. And in reality, the daughter needed her father in her life, just like you as a mother may have needed your father or parent mother in your life. And so we're not seeing the effects either way, whether it's in our lives and then we're turning around and discouraging or putting the same curse, if you will, on our children. And that's not what we want to do. We are encouraging our daughters to be independent, that they don't need men. And that's not the truth. A lot of things that men can do, we as women, okay, you have the women say they can do all things, but our bodies are not built to do all things. We are not built to carry things that a man can carry. We're not built to, our the way we see things and measure things is not the way men measure things or see things. So as God created a man and a woman, because we're both needed. We both bring something different to the equation. We have mothers that's promoting singleness, encouraging our daughters to be single. We don't want our daughters to be single. We don't want them to go through this life and be alone. You know, we're encouraging our daughters to be in relationships with married men. I remember watching. I remember watching Waiting to Exhale, And I remember the mother on Ways to Exhale was encouraging her daughter, which Wendy Houston played the part, to stay with this married man, in a relationship with this married man. And it didn't really register because I was younger at the time. And then it wasn't until I got older and I saw the movie again, and watching her mom encourage her to stay with this man. And I was like, why? Why would we do that? Why? Why would we do that? You know, why would we do that? And we have to think, we have to literally think, why are we doing and why are we saying some of the things that we're saying? Are they for our own? Are they coming from our own personal hurt? Are they coming from our own personal um um disappointments? Are they coming from our own bitterness? You know, we have to really begin to be mindful, like, where are these things stemming from, that we're encouraging our children to continue this path of hurt, destruction later on down the line. Then the children having, having patterns of destruction in their life. Why are we continuing to allow these patterns? Because we're bitter or because we're hurt. We're encouraging our children to have multiple sex partners. You don't have to, he not your husband. You don't have to commit to no one man. Just things that we're saying that, why? Why would you encourage your child to have multiple sex partners? Why would you encourage your child to have the same sex partner? You know, um, we're just saying things and doing things that I'm asking the question, are we knowingly doing these things? And if we are, let's stop. And if we're not, if you hear this and it may be something that you may have said or done, let's think, why are we saying these things? Why are we choosing to tell our children to make these decisions? And let's come together and think these things out, like, is this best for my child? I remember again, I told you I was married, and I was raised in a single parent home, and I was married, and I decided that I was going to be a single parent. I decided to be a single parent. And so when my daughter was growing up, I remember she had to probably been about maybe 10. And she tells me while we sitting in the car that she gonna be just like me, a single mother, is gonna be her kids. And I was like, no ma'am. No, you will not. And I had to tell her. And even as an adult, as she done got older, and my son too, forgive me for making it seem like it was easy, that this would be something that you would want to follow after. Because no, it was not. No, it is not. And let's be honest, mothers, being single isn't. And then, listen, then we start complaining. Then we be in the background, in the quietness, complaining about being a single mother. Complaining that the daddy not there. Complaining about everything. And then not realizing that we made the decision, though. So we fussing and cussing him out in our mind, cussing and fussing him out in front of the children, how he this, how he that, how he not there, when all along we done decided to be a single mother. And so he not there because we decided not to allow him to be there. Come on. Let's be honest. Let's really be honest with ourselves and with our daughters and our sons. Let's be honest. And let's get this thing together, because no, we don't. I don't want my children to have to go through. And it. Listen, I understand that I understand because I remember hearing people say that they will allow their children to go through stuff like they had to go through stuff so that they could learn like they had to learn. And I don't agree with that because I could still teach my children things that I went through and encourage them not to go through them things and teach them and show them a different way or a better way. And they learn something different that they don't have to start from the bottom. They don't have to start from the bottom. Come on now. Come on. We have to even get our minds to thinking differently. Why would we want single mothers? We know that it's not easy. Just like with this, just like the situation we have out here with these single mothers, whether it's rich or poor, with these single fathers, the single men, the single young men in the neighborhoods is the same as a young man with the young men with money that can't see their kids because these women are still making decisions that they're gonna be single parents. Wow. And then you have the men that want to be, and then it's not only happening to the men that who don't care that they got kids, but the men that want to be in these children's lives. And then we have it so messed up where the one that's crying to be in the kid's life is the one that we want to dangle the kid in front of and be like, you love this, don't you? No, you can't have it because I'm hurt. Stop it. Let's stop this. Let's stop this. Let's stop this. No, let's stop this. That's not right. Why would you, if you we say we love our children, why would we want to do that to our children? Why would we want to take away what our children love? Oh, and I understand. You even got those that saying, well, he was abusive. Well, then we've never learned then how to co-parent. Why haven't all these years? Okay, I'm mad. I'm bitter. I want to be a single parent, but I'm mad about being a single parent because he's not doing nothing, but I want him to do something. And nobody came up with the idea, you know what, let's single parent. Let's co-parent then. Let's co-parent. We not together. Let's co-parent. He can get the baby and be the parent. We can come together, birthdays, Christmas, holiday, however you sit down and be mature, and decide for your family how you gonna work it out for the kids. Well, it's saddening and it's heartbreaking, really. Even for mine, when I think about it, it's still heartbreaking, you know. But I want to help us do better. And then part of doing better is us realizing what it is that we're doing. What are we doing? And why are we doing it? Okay? And so if you're listening, mother, you know, it's okay. We can go back to our kids and be like, I missed it. I got it wrong. You know, and especially before it's too late. You know, and for the mother or for the adult child who listened and made a decision, you know, sometimes you just how you made that adult decision, we have to make another one. Let me go back and make this right with whomever and with whomever. Let's go back and make this right. Let me go back and talk to him and tell him, you know what, this is what I did and this is why I did it, and I'm sorry. And forgive me. You know, let's get this together. Let's be different about this. Let's do this differently. Because I don't want to see my child crying about the same thing that I cried about, or that his father cried about, or that her father cried about. I don't want to see my child do that and then my grandchild do it. And then my grandchildren's children is doing it. Let's break this. Please, let's break this. Let's go back to the table. Let's look this thing over. Let's look this thing through, and let's come back. Let's apologize. Let's forgive, and let's correct it. Let's see how we could do it better. You know, this not what this is, and this is not even how God wants it. I had to go back and apologize. I had to apologize to my children. Your mama wanted to be a single mother. Why? And it wasn't easy. And I had to make decisions that I wouldn't have had to make. Yeah. And so I just encourage you, mothers, and even if you're talking to your child because you see that they're in a place where you may not necessarily want them to be in a place. We gotta learn to pray for our children. Because we can't make them do what we want them to do. Only God can correct their actions. And so we don't have to give them bad, ill will advice to make them learn a lesson. We don't have to do that. And so let's come together. Let's get this thing right. Thank you again for your time, for being here with me and listening to me on the Titus 2 Woman channel. Again, my name is Latrace, and I'll be coming back and bringing you more content about this, about things that are on God's heart, which is now on my heart. Okay, and again, thank you so much. Please click the like button, click the subscribe button, and click that share button, and share this with someone. Okay, thank you so much. Have a good day, y'all.